President Aquino's luncheon meeting with members of the House of Representatives yesterday has yielded positive results. Today, deliberations on the proposed Bangsamoro Basic Law resumed in the lower house, with majority Solons attending the session. The lack of quorum over the past several weeks have delayed legislative action on the measure. More of this report from Freddie, Abando.
Debates for the draft Bangsamoro Basic Law is back on track in plenary, with the chairman of the House Ad Hoc Committee on the Bangsamoro, Congressman Rufus Rodriguez, rising to defend the substitute bill, the draft Bangsamoro Basic Law for the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region.
There is no more word BBL in our substitute bill 5811. It is now BL bar, Basic Law for the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, with at least 40 deletions. And that is why it is a misnomer to still call this bill BBL. There's no more BBL in 5811.
Today's deliberations were inspired by the President's appeal to members of the House in yesterday's meeting in Malacanang. For several weeks, the lack of a quorum has affected the progress of debates for the proposed law. Rodriguez bared 40 provisions were deleted from the original bill, which could be challenged for their constitutionality before the Supreme Court. The Bangsamoro Transition Commission, led by MILF Chief Negotiator Mohager Iqbal, has submitted an appeal letter to restore 28 provisions. Zamboanga City Congressman Celso Lobregat urged Rodriguez to explain and justify before plenary the decision to reject the Transition Commission's proposal.
The substitute bill is not anymore BBL. It's already BL bar, and it has 40 deletions, and Chairman Iqbal has a resolution of the Bangsamoro Transition Commission, which is in a covering letter attached to the letter to Speaker Belmonte, requesting the ad hoc committee to restore 28 of the 40 provisions. And we have already told them that we are not going to restore any of the 28 or any of the 40 provisions, and that has been stated to him and has been already been stated in the papers. And so if the question of the Honorable Lobregat, of course, the distinguished gentleman from Zamboanga, if he's still going to go one by one, there is no more need, Congressman Lobregat.
Mr. Chairman, this question of the 28 provisions, the Bangsamoro Transition Commission asking that the 28 provision be restored, has never been tackled in plenary. And that is why, for the record, and for the Bangsamoro Transition Commission to hear, and the House members to hear, what are the reasons of the committee why we deleted. Not all the members of the House of Representatives are members of the ad hoc committee. So I think all of them, all of the House members should be more or less, it should be explained to them why these are taken out. If they are asked in the media why taken out, they will not be able to answer.
Since only 4 session days remain in the House calendar before the Christmas break, Rodriguez appealed to Lobregat to end his interpellations to give 21 other members the time to ask the questions. Lobregat has so far consumed 20 hours on the floor to question Rodriguez on the proposed measure to implement government's peace agreement with the Moro Islamic Liberation Front.
So right now, we should proceed now to the other points instead of belaboring this letter, which this chairman cannot even decide and cannot even put forth really the real reasons, because procedurally, we are now in the period of interpellations, and that pertains to the ad hoc committee if we will be able to again restore the 28 provisions. So I'd like to ask the indulgence. We are running out of time. It will be better if he will go to other instead of discussing that which is not on the floor.
In the meantime, Deputy Speaker Pangalian Balindong appealed to his peers to give peace a chance by supporting the approval of the draft Bangsamoro Basic Law for the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. Balindong said the timely approval will show government sincerity to win the peace. Balindong stressed it will contain the radicalization of young Muslim Muslim rebels that could trigger a new round of hostilities which could set back the development of the conflict areas mired in poverty.
These are young people who might take over from the MILF. We are already experiencing some movements in the last few months in Lanao del Sur and in Marawi especially.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.